Howdy, lads and lassies. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today is a very special one. It's actually not. I'm just calling. I'm going to get on here and have a conversation with y'all. This is for my people out there who have never shot a practical shooting or a USPSA style match before. And I'm also going to rein in IDPA into this. Because I know some of y'all out there like IDPA. I'm not a huge fan of IDPA. That's just me. But I've shot it before. I've shot it a ton, actually. And I believe I have a master classification in it. I think. But I'm not sure. It's been a minute since I shot one of those. But, you know, somebody asked this on my channel. And, you know, I'm answering the guy. And in my head, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make a video about this real quick. So here it is, okay? And for some of you out there who have shot these before, this might be just a good reminder to you all to like what to get out of this. You know, like why are you going there and why are you shooting? The very first thing is, first and foremost, more than anything, have fun. Go there and have fun. If you're going there, you know, I just think if you take it too serious, you're not going to have fun and you're not going to go back and do it again. So first and foremost, have fun. Just have fun with it. Don't stress out. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't get down. I had a buddy recently who, you know, he was like, man, I've been shooting these things longer than you. And like, I suck. You guys are I'm like, dude, you're in a squad with a bunch of GMs. There's like a world champion over there. There's the guy who's going to probably win the overall over here, a really high level GM. And, you know, you can't look at time like this. It's a lot. I compare the shooting sports very much to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like, you can't rush through Jiu-Jitsu training. Like, it takes time to process all of the information. Okay. And especially to shoot matches consistently at a high level, like, you have to put in the time, but you also have to do the work at home as well. It can't just be like, oh, well, I go once a month and I have been for, you know, 15 years. That's not going to be the same as going 3 times a month for 2 or 3 years. But you have to put those years in. You can't go, you know, twice a week, every weekend, you know, you're shooting matches and like rush your way through this. And my friend Matt Clark said something real interesting to me the other day when we were talking about classifications, and he's congratulating me on making master and everything. And, you know, he's like, well, hey man, you know, the sport, it gives back to you what you give to it, you know? So the more time and effort you put into it, the more that will come back to you, but you're not going to want to do that if you're not having fun. So that is number one. When you go to a match, go there totally and completely expecting to have more fun than you've ever had shooting ever. And I can guarantee you that. I've done just about everything there is to do in the shooting world, from the highest level of, you know, tactical trainings to, you know, the airsoft thing and NRA bullseye shooting. I've done it all. I've done PRS. I've done 3-gun. I've done a good old-fashioned local pistol match with your buddies or with new friends that you're going to make friends when you go there, guaranteed. I can't have more fun on a Saturday afternoon outside of maybe being on a boat with my hot wife and my kid. Aside from that, which is why you won't see me shoot very much during the summertime. Plus, I got other things going on this summer, more to come on that. But, you know, I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday, to be honest. So go out, have fun shooting. Number 2. Watch and listen and learn. Do not think you need all of this whiz-bang stuff to go shoot a match. Just show up and shoot a match. I cannot stress that enough. Just show up. Just go there and shoot the match. Then start to look and see what other people are using. You know, start to see what gear, what equipment is working for guys. You will see a trend. You'll see a trend in weapons. You'll see a trend in ammunition. You'll see a trend in holsters, belts, things like that. And I highly encourage you, when you want to make that jump, get yourself a proper rig. You know, this is how I train for the real world. No, dude. Take all that crap away and get yourself a proper rig. Sure, I never get in a fight with a gi ever. but I own a bunch of gis and I train in them all the time. And I'd much rather take that training and that's a whole nother conversation. Go look at Mike Panone's channel for like the tactical application of practical shooting. Like I'm not going to get into that argument because I think it's a stupid argument. I don't even care. In a way, I kind of was like, yo, Mike, shut up. Like, shut up, dude. Like, I'm better than all these guys right now. I don't need these guys getting better than me. But that's why I was so successful in my years in my job field. I think a lot of that spans from the practical shooting sports and how it transitioned over for me. And anywhere I went, usually I was the best or one of the top shooters in the group. And outside from having a firearms instructor by the name of Todd Jarrett one time, if you don't know him, he's like a million-time world champion shooter. I don't think I've even had trainers that were better shooters than me. And I always felt like that pro tip was the competition shooting thing. It allowed me to stop focusing on the shooting and start focusing on the tactics I was there to learn at the time. So go there with what you've got and just watch, listen, and watch and see the equipment that works. Don't go buy the gun for you right now because somebody said so. Just go out there with what you got and go from there. Number 3, ask questions. If guys in your squad have a problem answering questions for you and you're new, then ask somebody else. There's going to be at least anywhere from 8 to 15 people in your squad. Find the best shooter and ask him first. And then if he's a jerk, then don't talk to him anymore and find the second best shooter. Having said that, a lot of the times, unless you're at a major match, these guys, they want to talk. They want you to get better. Trust me. They want you to get into the shooting sports. They're going to be polite. And as long as you're respectful and not just like, oh yeah, whatever. If you try pulling some like, that wouldn't work in the streets crap with them, they're just going to roll their eyes and not want to give you that information. So go in there and humbly ask guys questions. Ask them about their gear. Ask them about their guns. They love talking about themselves and their gear and everything else. Because a lot of times these are hard lessons that these guys learn. These guys figured out. And you don't have to go through those hard lessons, okay? I was very fortunate. The very first match I ever shot in my life was at Rahagi's in Norco, California. And in my squad was Taryn Butler, Mike Voigt, Barry Duke, Jojo Vidanes, another GM by the name of John Flintz, who used to shoot for Smith & Wesson. I had a guy named Hawk in there, another guy named Bevan Grams. These are all very, very high level, multiple time world and national championship shooters. And I'm just some kid. And they're like, who's this kid with this whack HK40? And I didn't have an ego because of what I did at the time. I just was like, help me. How did you do that? And every single one of those guys took me under their wing. I'm still close to all of those guys today. A couple of them are very, very close friends of mine, like Barry. But they all took me under their wing and taught me a thing or two because I just shut up and listened to them. And I asked an annoying amount of questions in the beginning. And don't think like, oh, I don't have this, so I can't go shoot again. No, make it like, okay, I'm going to keep going with what I got. But, ooh, man, I really like that, Glock 34. That might be my jam right there. I might want to switch up to that because I'm out here on a Glock 19 right now. And I might keep this my carry gun, but, maybe I'll get one of those Glock 34s to stay within the ecosystem. Or, ooh, that Shadow looked really dope. Or, maybe you want to go just straight YOLO and be like, I'm getting an open gun and just start shooting open. There's nothing wrong with that. There is no wrong way to do this, okay? There is no like, oh, I want to take these steps before I get here. No, whatever you want to do, just go do it. If you really want to shoot a single stack, start shooting single stack, man. If you really want to shoot open, go shoot open. If you want to know my advice, I think carry optics is like the funnest division by far for a beginner. I'll put a video up right here or here, and it's my good friend Adelina, and she started off on a Glock 34, and then we put a dot on there, and the amount of growth she had, she went from like kind of doing okay to beating all of my friends, okay? All my normal regular shooting friends, Addie started smoking them at like 17 years old, okay? And I really think it was that dot. And she can pick up an iron sight gun, she can pick up a rifle, shotgun, whatever it is, and go burn it down. So it's not like it didn't transfer over to her other avenues. Number 4. 3? 4? I think I'm on 4. Yeah. Number 4. Do not get frustrated at yourself. You're going to suck. You're going to forget to shoot targets. You're going to have misses. You're going to hit no shoots. You might shoot through a wall. Do not get frustrated or mad at yourself. Okay? It kind of goes back to rule number 1, just having fun. But I want to stress, do not get frustrated. It is okay to mess up. Nobody is teasing you. And if they do, then don't shoot at that place anymore, or maybe make it a point to not squad with those people anymore. I have, on a rare occasion, been in like squads where I just got me and Kyle. This happened to me and Kyle Litzy not long ago. We got squatted with a bunch of dudes that were just, honestly, they were kind of jerks. And, snickering and laughing and things like that at people who were not as good as them. And it was really fun for me when they watched Kyle shoot. And they like, all of a sudden they're nice to, It will happen. It's rare though. I cannot stress to you how rare it is. But, don't get frustrated with yourself. You might be a law enforcement officer of 15 years and on your SWAT team and everything. You're going to look stupid. You're going to mess up. It's okay. The next time you won't make that mistake. And rolling right into that, if something happens and you get disqualified, get DQ'd, it's okay. Trust me, you need to go home, okay? You need to take that lesson and learn it, and you'll never make that mistake again. I promise you. I have been DQ'd twice, and both times, one of them was not legit. The other one was super legit, and I was even like, maybe I can stay. No, man, I needed to go home. A gun fell out of my holster after I loaded and made ready, and it went rolling down the stairs. I ain't too proud to say it. It was in like 2006 when it happened, and everybody just hit the deck afterwards. And you know what? I needed to go home. And it's something it made me completely switch up my holster system and everything else, so it was a hard lesson learned. Luckily nobody was hurt, but I needed to go home. It's okay to get DQ'd. I had a friend DQ'd recently. He messed up, he went to reload, and he pointed his gun back towards everybody else. And the RO caught it. Luckily, the RO was very polite, because I don't like when ROs aren't polite. Oh, stop! And they announce the DQ. The RO just whispered in his ear, and I actually walked up because I knew the guy was a friend of mine, and I pulled the guy aside and was like, hey man, you're disqualified. Here's why. And he'll learn that lesson. He'll never do it again. Guarantee you. He's always going to keep that muzzle discipline. It was a good reminder for him. So don't get frustrated. Stay after it. Gear. This is 5, I think. Equipment, gear. Kind of touched on this a little bit. Don't buy anything until you see something you really like, okay? Now, I've made videos, if you can go back in my catalog, on my gear bag, what's in my bag, kind of a gear dump of what I have at the match. But don't think you need to go buy a timer, for example, or a mag brush until you need it. Be like, oh, yeah, I do kind of want to clean my mags while I'm out here. I should get one of these $12 brushes from Ralph Arredondo or DAA. But range bags and things like that, like really look and see what everybody's using before you just go buy something. I use chalk on my hands, and you might see a lot of people use chalk. Not everybody does, but a lot of people do. Don't think you can't go shoot a match unless you buy your chalk, or I don't want to go shoot the match because I'm waiting for my chalk to come in, or my new range bag or something like that. Really, really spend time looking at what other guys have at the range there. You will see equipment that you never even knew existed. You'll hear about companies like Double Alpha. You'll hear about websites like Ben Stoker Pro Shop and Speed Shooters and some of these awesome websites that you've never even heard of before. You're on Cabela's buying stuff, or Bass Pro or whatever. And check out those sites. Look at the gear. I've seen stuff online that I've been like, oh, that's so dope. I really want that. Then I saw it at the range in person, and I was so glad I stopped, because that belt just wasn't going to work for me that I wanted to buy. and I went with, you know, kind of an old trusty belt when I was making a single stack rig. So take your time with the gear. Don't think you need the gear to go shoot a match. All you need is a pistol, 3 magazines, and a double mag pouch. That's all you need to go in a couple hundred rounds. That's all you need to go start off. Eyes and ears, obviously, eye and ear protection, but like sunglasses, things like, everybody I know has always let me touch their stuff and let me see what they're using or try it out and check it out. And I encourage you to do that at these matches, and then make a little list for yourself of things to check out online. Be the helper. When you go to a match, one of the unless you're shooting a huge major match or something like that, you know, be the first guy out there taping targets. Stay out there, tape targets. If your range needs help with cleanup, things like that, be the first guy to jump in and do those things. If you don't think you're going to be able to make it through the entire match, do not be the guy walking up saying, hey, can I shoot this stage real quick and then bounce because I gotta go. I did that one time this year, and it was my birthday. And I was like, guys, it's my birthday. I got people showing up to my house. I'm gonna bail, you know? So they let me and Mike shoot real quick, and then I bailed. But a lot of people tend to do that, and I don't like it. The worst is when guys like skip stages and they're like, oh, I gotta get home because I don't. Is your time more important than everybody else's? No, it's not. If you're not going to be able to make it through that last stage or those last 2 stages because of time constraints and whatnot, then don't shoot those stages and politely say, hey, take care, guys. If those guys offer like, well, hey, dude, just shoot this last stage and then bail. If they offer it, cool, go for it. But don't be the guy trying to, you know, get home or whatever it is. You know, I know I have friends that like, they're sheriff deputies, and they'll go there on a day they got to work, and they just politely bow out at noon, you know, so they can make it to their shift. I also see some guys, they just want to leave, you know, and they kind of try to cheat their way out of it. Don't be that guy. Be the guy taping and resetting the stages, and make sure you have the time. Tell your family, like my wife knows this is a priority for me, and if I'm going to shoot a match, I'll be home when I'm going to be home. Okay? That's just the way it is. Yeah, of course I want to get home a little earlier and hang out with my daughter. You know, of course I would love to be home at 30 minutes or 40 minutes earlier by, you know, being the first person to shoot this stage and then just bailing. Don't be that person. If you're not going to make it and you need to leave early, then just leave early. And be that person stepping out there, taping the targets and resetting the stage. The sooner and quicker you do that, the sooner and quicker you're going to get through that match. Again, y'all, hope this helps. If you have something or any advice for people, for first timers shooting a match, leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe, please. You know, subscribe. Channel's growing. It's growing more than I ever thought it would. And I love seeing all you guys at matches, you local guys here in California coming up and saying what's up. It's rad seeing y'all. I'm probably not going to see you for a little while. Matches are going to get hard for me here. I got some cool things happening this summer. So very exciting things. I don't know if I can talk about them on the channel or not. I'm going to have to ask permissions. But some new avenues, new things, new jobs, new adventures in life coming up here. So I definitely, at least for the summer, won't be able to shoot as many matches as I normally do. But I'm going to try and be out some of those Sunday matches because my Saturdays just went gone. But got a couple more matches in the bag for you guys coming up here. I had one match I shot real good at, like real good. And, you know, so that'll be coming out very soon. And we'll have more fun things happening on the channel here. I'll try to keep up with you guys on and all that stuff. But like and subscribe. You got something to say it down below. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting to say right now? I forgot what else I was going to say. So, sun's out, guns out, I'm out.